Is this the end of everything? Or is it the beginning of something bigger? HYBE never thought that this decision would come from Jungkook, the idol they built, starred in, and trusted for over a decade. The world of K-pop entertainment has once again been rocked by news that not only shocked fans, but also made the Korean music industry officials sit in silence. Jungkook, the golden mean of BTS, who has always been known as a loyal, dedicated, and almost never tripped over controversy, suddenly made a decision that made HYBE the agency that raised him confused. What exactly happened? Why did Jungkook choose a path that was completely unexpected, even by his closest staff? And what does this decision mean for the future of BTS, HYBE, and the K-pop world as a whole? Question after question sprang up in online forums, social media, to HYBE's internal meeting rooms. One thing is for sure, this is not just a rumor. The decision is real, and its impact could change the face of the K-pop industry forever. On a seemingly ordinary morning at HYBE's headquarters in Seoul's Yongsan district, the mood suddenly changes dramatically. An emergency meeting call is sent via the built-in app just 15 minutes before it starts. Unusually, Jungkook's name appears in the subject of the notification. Usually, the name of the BTS idol appears in a positive context: new projects, international achievements, cooperation contracts. But that morning, there was only one word that accompanied his name: urgent. Is he sick? Is it about his military? Or maybe she's getting married? Various speculations have emerged, but no one was really prepared for the news they received in the 17th floor meeting room that morning. Jungkook has sent an official letter. Not an email, not a text message, not just a phone call. A printed letter, neatly typed, signed by hand. In the letter, Jungkook stated his intention to indefinitely pausing all promotional, musical and commercial activities and taking a break from the entertainment industry from May 1st, 2025. The shock kept the boardroom silent for a full 2 minutes. Even the CEO of HYBE, who is known for his stern style of speech, could only whisper, it doesn't make any sense." Just last month, Jungkook signed a $12 million endorsement deal with a French luxury fashion brand. He recently released a collaboration single with an American artist that topped the Billboard charts. In the Forbes Korea list, her name rose to 3rd place in Power Celebrity 2025. But suddenly, he chose stop. "There is no logical reason," said one of the executives, who declined to be named. "He is not ill, is not under investigation, and does not have any legal problems. It's pure, personal decision." But that's precisely why we don't understand. Interestingly, looking back, this decision may not have really come suddenly. Over the past 6 months, Jungkook has appeared more introspective in various interviews. In his solo appearance on Suchwita's show with Suga late last year, he said, "Sometimes I feel like I'm just walking without direction, even when I'm on stage." At that time, fans perceived it as just a momentary reflection. It is natural for an idol who has lived under the spotlight since the age of 15 to occasionally feel tired. But now, that sentence feels like, warning, there are also small moments that feel odd in the retrospective. In one training video, Jungkook stared at the mirror longer than usual, then said quietly, "Who am I looking at, really?" In his January Weverse post, he wrote, "This year, I want to be a human before I become an artist." Many soldiers are now rereading those posts and crying, not because they were disappointed, but because they don't realize that Jungkook has been asking for space for himself for a long time. Study. We move on to Chapter 3 to Chapter 5, while maintaining the emotional intensity, dramatic plot, and surprise after surprise. This article will continue to lead to the big climax, Jungkook's real reason for taking that decision, and how HYBE and the world reacted. Chapter 3. Chain reaction: HYBE overwhelmed. Industrial world shaking. It didn't take long for this information to spread. Although the morning meeting was locked down with no media access, someone from inside, perhaps out of panic, confusion, or frustration, leaked the contents of Jungkook's letter to the industry community forum. In a matter of minutes, the phrase, "Jungkook hiatus indefinitely," became the #1 trending topic on Twitter, TikTok, Weverse. To Google Trends Korea, HYBE immediately held a limited press conference. They confirmed that Jungkook had sent a private letter and that they were in the process of further discussing the decision. But what is most striking is not the statement, but the expression of the management. The main manager's gaze was blank. The artist director looks with a long sigh. One of the creative staff was even seen holding back tears behind the scenes. This was not the scenario they had prepared for. "It's like losing a foundation," said a source from within the production division. "He is not only an artist, he is our main icon. If Jungkook leaves, our entire 2025 strategy will have to be rewritten." The impact is felt immediately. HYBE shares plummeted 7.3% in just 2 hours after the news spread. Investors are wondering, does this mean the end of BTS? Will other members follow? And will HYBE, who has been relying on the strength of the BTS brand, be able to survive this shock? Adding to the mystery, the other BTS members RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, and V all chose to remain silent. There is no official statement, no comments on social media. Even the big fan sites who usually get exclusive information say they are silenced. But silence is noisier than 1,000 words. One evocative moment occurred when RM was spotted at Incheon Airport without an escort. As a rule, he always walks quickly, puts on a mask, and immediately gets into the car. But that morning, he stood for a moment, looked at the paparazzi camera, then said quietly, "She knows what she's doing." The speech, just 6 words, was instantly electrifying. Does RM support Jungkook's decision? Or is it a code that there is a deeper internal conflict than the public knows? Armies around the world began to speculate. There were those who made a long thread about the possibility of a Cold War among BTS members. There are also those who reject the theory and believe that the members just want to give Jungkook space. But there was one post that touched the hearts of millions of fans. A tweet from an anonymous account, allegedly from agency staff, who simply wrote, "Jungkook didn't run away. He's rediscovering who he is. And maybe this is his greatest love for BTS." To understand Jungkook's decision, we must trace a deeper trail. More personal, darker, I and the BTS. Yet to come documentary, there is one part that goes unnoticed by many. Backstage at their last concert before the military hiatus, cameras captured the moment when Jungkook sat alone in a corner of the waiting room. He looked at the sheet of paper, then wiped away the tears slowly. The paper, according to the crew, was a letter from a fan who wrote, "You don't have to save us all. Please save yourself too." That sentence haunted Jungkook for weeks. He is known as a perfectionist, someone who feels responsible for every movement, tone, and expression. It works while others sleep. It's longer training. He re-recorded the song dozens of times, even though the first version was considered perfect. But behind that perfection, there is fatigue that cannot be cured by sleep or vacation. One of his childhood friends, who now lives in Busan, said, "Jungkook used to love running barefoot on the beach. Free. But since coming into this world, he always wears shoes. Never let himself touch the ground. Maybe he's taking off his shoes now. I want to feel the earth again. With bare feet. With his own soul." The effects of Jungkook's decision did not stop at BTS and HYBE alone. One by one, idols from other agencies began to make cryptic comments, res-hair Jungkook's videos, or even write posts full of double meanings that caused an uproar among netizens. Chinese Taemin, who is known to be close to Jungkook, wrote on Instagram story, "Sometimes, one step back is the only way to save a drowning soul." IU liked a tweet that said, "Wish all artists were given the space to vote like Jungkook." Sunmi posted a photo of herself sitting alone in the studio, with the caption, "Calm does not mean giving up. Silence does not mean defeat." Is this a form of support? Or do they feel the same pressure? Observers began speculating that Jungkook might have opened a loophole, not a scandal but a loophole of honesty that had been locked tight in the K-pop world. A world where image mattered more than reality, where smiles could be rented and pain wrapped and glittered. A former idol who now works as a choreographer said in an anonymous interview, "If Jungkook, who is everything, can feel the need to stop, imagine what other idols feel who are not as lucky as him."